Let's have a little play with Margaret Thatcher, the attitude of Margaret Thatcher. Now, most people doing Margaret Thatcher come at the attitude as knowingly patronising. Particularly the people I've known who've done it, they often do her like that. Very knowingly patronising. The problem with taking that attitude to the Voice is it's already phony, because they're taking it from an interview situation. And the thing about an interview situation is it's a false situation. And it seems to me if you take Margaret Thatcher like that, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because it's never going to be quite believable. And of course it's true that she did sound a bit like that in interviews. But what I used to like about it was suddenly the flash of this is what I think, and I don't care what you think as well. It's up to me to tell you what I think. So in a sense she wasn't hiding. So if you listen to the Voice again, that slightly patronising, slightly way of doing the Voice further back in the throat. It's not right here the way that Hitchcock or Kissinger would be, but it's hiding. It's gone further back in the throat. Technically, it's actually very, very, very difficult to project. So the way I always used to do Thatcher, which in a sense was the sort of direct, the more honest Thatcher, was to do it here, and that's where it is. So when people have a sort of honesty in the way they are speaking, that is where the Voice is finally produced. When they're hiding something, it's back here. The other thing, you've also got to make it believable from an acting point of view. And I did some voice coaching with some actresses that were doing Mrs. Thatcher in a musical, about 6 characters. And they're all left-wing liberals and all play Mrs. Thatcher. And I said, I'm sorry, I just don't believe it. I don't believe what you're saying. And what I got them to do was write out what they believed themselves, and got them to say that in the Thatcher voice. So it was absolutely fascinating to hear Mrs. Thatcher advocating a wealth tax. Hear Mrs. Thatcher advocating chopping the nether regions of Michael Portillo off. You know, but then they started to believe it, because they were saying something that they believed. I said, your problem is you've got an inbuilt resistance as a lefty to say these things as a liberal that Mrs. Thatcher would say.